lacking 5 regulars, including World Cup Test stars Andy Platt, Phil Clark and Martin Dermott. Still a formidable opposition for the Frenchman. Edwards and O'Fire, I'm sure, will be renewing the rivalry to top the try scoring charts. And watch for that man Andre Stoop, a lively attacker from Namibia at fullback. He likes to link with the three quarters, and I think he could be the man to spark the action. But Carcassonne, 7 players in the French Test squad, and certainly they have the basic ingredients for a team. A tough, experienced pack there with Valloni, Tisseur and Divet, all Test players. And 26 years old scrum half Freddie Burrell, a craftier half-back as you'll meet. But the question, I think, will be, can those Carcassonne three-quarters hold the Wigan Flyers? If they can, then Bonnet and Marquet are renowned try-scorers. The wind just beginning to rise a little, but I don't think the toss would have any real effect. Daniel Divet on our right there in the yellow and black of the Carcassonne side, known as the Canaries, on account of that jersey, and Dean Bell just asking his side to change round. One of our young emerging referees from Castleford, 28 years old, Russell Smith, just 2 years as a Grade 1 official. This possibly his biggest game to date. An intriguing tie, Ross. Obviously all the pressure on Carcassonne.
Yeah, I think so, Ray. It's good to see Carcassonne in this competition. It's giving it an international flavour, and it's making the rugby league on this side of the world a little bit wider spread. I think if we can get Russia into it, and then South Africa in the next couple of years, rugby league will really go on a worldwide base.
So, Frano Botica to kick off. Huge success since his arrival from the North Shore Club in Auckland. Ex-All Black, Botica gets us started for the first tie and what should be an exciting competition. And already Russell Smith, the referee there, signalling a high tackle. Viewers should note that signal around the head in rugby league this season. A real clamp down on the high tackle. Any tackle above the shoulders, whether malicious or careless, it's illegal, Ross, isn't it?
Yes, you could see Skerritt coming in high there, and he's brought his arm up just above the number 13 shoulders, and it is a penalty.
Carcassonne really have to hold out in this opening 10 minutes. Speaking to John Mooney earlier in the week, he said that Wigan really had to hit Carcassonne hard in the first 10 minutes and then really pile the points on. So Carcassonne really here will just want to hold on to that ball. But they choose not to. Silly kick, charge down. So the Canaries from Carcassonne bringing the ball away. Jean-Paul Marquet bringing it back now to his forwards. Number 8 there, Brett Jones, an Australian. French clubs allowed, like the English, 2 or 3 overseas players, just beginning to take advantage of them. Good kick by Carcassonne, very, very good kick. Splitting Andre Stoop there and Sam Panapa. Russell Smith right on the spot. Not too considerable a difference there, because of course Wigan have got missing one of the big men, Andy Platt, from the front row, and Phil Clark. But I think it is in this pack, Ross, where Carcassonne have really got to match Wigan, haven't they?
Well, looking at the physiques of the two teams, Ray, there shouldn't be much of a competition. The Wigan side are very, power bound, where the Carcassonne side, they do look like amateur rugby league players.
Another high tackle. A lot of controversy in the game amongst the fans. 1 or 2 of the fans think that the referee's going overboard on this a little, Ross.
Well, this one's definitely high, and Sean Edwards is an exponent of the high tackle, and he knows it's the rules of the game, so he's got to start bringing them down.
So, Andre Stoop just breaking his way into the side from Namibia. Sam Panapa. 8 New Zealand Test caps, this utility back, plays centre, wing, full back, and offside. Well, certainly Mr. Smith making his presence felt already. Quick tap by Edwards to Botica, good ball to Dean Bell. Bell back to Andrew Farrer, good run there by the big, tough Aussie there in the centre, number 4 from Western Suburbs. Neil Cowie. Good buy from Rochdale Hornets last season, Neil Cowie. But Wigan will be wanting to move this ball around, run this French pack. Andre Stu cuts inside. That's what I was saying to look out for. Excellent sidestep, this lad. With the Wanderers club from South Africa. Good move by McGinty. Oh, good rugby to Panapa. He's going for that corner. Oh, good tackle. Excellent cover there by the Carcassonne. But Crompton, he'll want to move this ball out to the direction of a fire. Farrer, the dummy, going for the line. And Farrer's in. No problem there. Early try for Western Suburbs star Andrew Farrer. And that certainly couldn't be any better for Wigan and any better or worse for Carcassonne. Making an impact now, this lad, Ross.
Yes, certainly. Wigan have taken the ball to the right-hand side and then they've swung it very swiftly across, straight along their back line. Farrer's got it. The cover defence from Carcassonne comes across. He throws a dummy and just heads straight for that try line. And he crosses over without a hand laid on him. Right, here they go. The ball's been swung out from dummy half, but away it goes, all the way across. You can see the Carcassonne side all spreading across from Edwards to Farrer. Farrer takes on the 3 players coming across. Just pull it up there for me. And you can see the Carcassonne players all heading this way, and Farrer's just come back inside and headed straight for the try line. And there he goes, straightens up. There's no more cover defence coming across, and he crosses for a well-earned try from Wigan.
Botica with the kick, got the breeze behind him. No problem for this man, rapidly emerging Frano Botica as one of the great goal kickers of world rugby. Wigan 6, Carcassonne 0. And a huge blow, Ross, this try to Carcassonne so early in the game.
Well, I think so, Ray. The Carcassonne had to hold them out for 15 to 20 minutes, and then maybe Wigan could have got on top, but Wigan only had the ball then for a set of 6 tackles, and they've come up with a try. So their confidence is going to be flowing, and now they will want to put in as many points as they can now.
One of the problems for the Carcassonne side is that very few of the players in the French Rugby League are fully professionals. Only the Australians who come in and 1 or 2 of the top stars. Essentially an amateur game. Farrer. And offside again. Mr. Smith, I think, wanting to keep the 2 sides apart. I think he wants a good, fast-flowing, open game. A little bit different to the last one, I think, all those years ago, 1947, when the friendly was played. Carcassonne emerging as the winners by 11 points to 8. But this, a little bit more important. And again, still offside. Well, they're certainly giving Mr. Smith some trouble.
Well, the rules of the game is you've got to be back 5 yards, but the problem we have in different countries is that 5 yards is interpreted differently by the referees. And I know in France, their 5 metres is about 2. So they'll find it difficult here today when they've got to be back to complete 5.
Crompton, the long ball to Betts. This is dangerous again. The Frenchmen really have to come in quicker than that. Chris Perry there, number 4. And Daniel Dive, good tackle for Carcassonne. But it's these big Wigan forwards who are causing the problems. Just 10 metres from this Carcassonne, and offside again. He's certainly caning the Canaries, if we can call them that. And that is the 4th offence for offside. And surely Frano Botica, he's got to accept that penalty. He can't take the tap. And he doesn't. So, another chance of 2 points for Botica, already challenging to be the leading goal scorer again this season. A phenomenal point scorer since his arrival here 3 seasons ago from Auckland. Very, very accurate. sort of kicks that should present no problem. And it doesn't. So Wigan edge out again with another 2 points, much to the satisfaction of those fans. Wigan 8, Carcassonne 0. Carcassonne, they've had an excellent start to their season in France. They've won all 7 league championship matches, but in fact did slip up last week against the Mediterranean resort of Cannes in the French Cup, and surprisingly went out, so they may still be suffering from the depression over that. But it's Betts driving in, really having trouble picking up these Wigan forwards, Ross.
Yes, I think if we can keep throwing the ball around, they're not adjusting their defence quick enough to set it up. And at this stage, I don't think Wigan are playing that well. A couple of players have been in a position, if they have unloaded the ball, there was tries on, and instead they're taking the Frenchman on. Wigan,
5 times winners of this Regal trophy, the only trophy at the moment not in their show cabinet. Good run by Skerritt, and Betts again. Knock on. So a chance for Carcassonne to win the ball. One of the founder members of the French Rugby League came to prominence back in 1938. Limongier. And high tackle again. Well, it seems to be a tale, Ross, of high tackles from Wigan and offside from Carcassonne.
Yeah, well, we all know Wigan have been tackling fairly high of late. But I think the Frenchmen might be a bit unlucky with a few of their 5 yards as well.
Yes, anything around the neck. So, the first French attack. The nearest they've been to this Wigan line. Dive, very experienced test player, this second row. Seen action in Australia and in France. Costa. Patrick Coste, number 12, 23 years of age. Little Freddie Burrell there, number 7, busy as ever, moving the ball around. Another test player. Keeps it back down to this blind side. Nice little chip kick, puts pressure on a fire. Well done. Coste again, and Marquet. So, Carcassonne needing to keep the pressure on Wigan here, and Andre Stoop. Botica. Beautiful pass to Panapa now then. Panapa with some space. Can he go round? Dive? No. Excellent tackle there by the French skipper, but a penalty for interference. Holding the man down. Spoiled the good work there, Dive, didn't he, Ross?
Well, it's a lovely bit of cover defence by a second rower. I mean, Panapa's not slow, and that's a copybook tackle right around the legs. But I feel it was a professional foul. He had to hold him down.
Ian Lucas just been placed on the transfer list, number 8, £150,000. 1 or 2 club coaches, no doubt, interested this afternoon. Betts. Nice to see Dennis Betts running back into his old form. I think a little tired initially after that hectic tour down under this summer. Wigan still trying to run, and again another offside. Well, he is being very, very harsh on them, isn't he? It's the first and the second receiver all the time, Ross, who's been penalised.
Well, I think the referee should be talking to the Frenchman. He should be telling them to get back, and start pointing them out. But I was just watching him then. He stood back to 5 metres, he looked along his line, and as soon as he saw one of them step in front of him, he went over and penalised him, right in front of the sticks. He should be talking to them, because the game's not free kicks.
Perhaps he doesn't know the French for offside, Ross.
But, while he's giving these penalties away, he's also penalising Wigan, because they've been down here twice and they should have scored 6 points because they're in a try-scoring situation. Instead of that, they're coming away with 2 points from a free kick in front.
So, another chance for Frano Botica, playing in the scrum half role this week. And again, another 2 points, gratefully accepted by this kicker supreme, and acknowledged there by Not the best of crowds, but a decent crowd. Wigan 10, Carcassonne 0. And John Morney, who's usually with me in the box, a little more pensive, just making the odd note. What do you think he's seen, Ross?
I'm not too sure. He's probably saying good day to somebody or something, because there's really nothing for him to worry about at this stage, is there?
No. So, Panapa. To Skerritt. Skerritt now driving in this big World Cup final. Chess player takes some hand in there, but good tackle there by Tisseur, the French loose forward. Cowie. Pass. Good cover there by the Frenchman. Martin Offiah not seen any action. Did pick up a couple of tries on Monday night against Sheffield Eagles, but been injured this season. Oh, that was a bad pass. Bad pass there by Serge Brett. Looking for the short ball. It's Wigan then back on the attack. Good step again by Andre Stu. A lively runner, this lad. Likes to come up from the full back. Likes to link with his three-quarter line. Edwards making all the running for Bell. Botica, the dummy. Betts again, looking very, very dangerous outside, out wide here. Good tackle again by the French number 8 there, Australian Brett Jones. Lucas, Skerritt. That's a good tackle. Excellent tackle there by Chris Perry, number 4. And Limongi there, the fullback. French test fullback. Now then, Wigan again with an overlap. Bell. Well, Wigan fairly throwing this ball around. Edwards. The kick, looking for a fire. But a fire not there. But well worth the kick, breaking up the Carcassonne side. Just 4 scrums already in this match. It shows the difference in the rules. Way back in that last fixture in 1947, there was an incredible 73 scrums, would you believe it? It was played in snow, but at least 73 scrums, that's some going. Much quicker, much more open game now. Dive. Just 15 minutes gone here at Central Park. Wigan 10, Carcassonne 0 in this first ever meeting in a Rugby League Cup competition. Tisseur. Good kick. Excellent touch finder. Makes life easy for his forwards, saves some work. And really, when you look at that possession figure, Ross, Carcassonne have done well to restrict the score to 10. Yes,
they have. Their defence in general has been very good. Wigan are not making that many personal breaks. They're making their bust by good teamwork.
Offiah. The crowd would love nothing better than to see that man running, but a good tackle there by Eric Bonnet. Bell, Panapa. Good Kiwi combination there on that right wing. Edwards at the hub of things, at the first receiver of the ball, and then Botica. Well, it's well picked up by Marquet, no advantage played. Mr. Smith, right on the decision, seems very keen to stamp himself on this game. One of the young emerging referees, just 28 years of age. You certainly need to be young to referee this game now. A lot of argument as to whether the game is so fast that we need 2 referees. I'm not so sure myself. So, Brett looks for the gap. Oh, he finds it! Good move by Brett, handed off Edwards. Can he get his wingman outside him? He finds Limongi. Not a knock-on shot. Oh, well, I think that was harsh, Ross.
Yes, I think
that was harsh.
I think it was a knockback. As the player spun it around, the ball was knocked out of his hand. Right, here's the Bray. Serge Bray, he's made a good break. He steps around Panapa there. Edwards comes over. He gets the ball inside. And the ball has definitely been flung back behind him. It should have been play on.
I think we see the difference there, Ross, between a fully professional side, real professionals would have held on to that ball there, wouldn't they?
Well, they would have hung on to it, and I think the 5'8" should have let the ball go a little bit earlier to his support.
So Wigan can see what problems one or two of these midfield Carcassonne backs can present. Good break there by Serge Brett. Brett to Limongier. Limongier likes to come up, liking to attack. Tisseur. Brett Jones. Nice ball to Divé. That's a good pass. Oh, and a beautiful pass out there now to Eric Bonnet. Bonnet going for the corner. That's good rugby from Carcassonne. The sleight of hand that they can play. But a knock-on. Bonnet, the knock-on. Not playing the ball straight. He's certainly spun. There's Jacques Jordan, the volatile Carcassonne coach. Likes to leap up and down, really shouts. He's a fiery man. I think more accustomed to sitting in his bar, appropriately named Le Wembley, Canet Plage, down on the Mediterranean. Well, certainly Carcassonne showed what footballing skills they've got there, Ross.
Well, that was a bit of flair that we expect from the French. If they go out there and just play the Australian type of football of taking it up and tight defence, they'll never win. But then they done a couple of flick passes, and they've come up with a brilliant piece of football, and we expect that, and we'd love to watch it.
The coach there, Jacques Jordan, totally revamped this Carcassonne side. They won the championship last year, but a lot of players have left, like David Fraisse and Thierry Bernabé, and a lot of new ones brought in. So really he is in a remoulding stage. 20 minutes gone, and really, Ross, the match littered with penalties, isn't it?
Yes, it has been. There have been too many penalties. I think this referee could do to let the game flow a bit, flow a little bit more.
Botica to Lucas. Good ball, Dean Bell. Been a tremendous servant here at Central Park. Just 10 years in British Rugby League now, number 3. The Wigan skipper Bell. And Carlisle, short spell at Leeds, and now here at Wigan. And a penalty again for holding on. No, it's not. He's given a penalty to Carcassonne. Well, was that for kicking out? But he's not signalling kicking out, Ross.
No, what happened was here it is now. The winger for Carcassonne. He comes in late there, and as Dennis Betts tries to get up, he holds onto his leg. It's number 7. It's the halfback, and Bell just keeps pushing him away, which he's allowed to do. I think the referee's probably come up with a decision that he made himself.
That penalty really could have gone either way, couldn't it? I mean, it could have gone to Wigan for holding on.
Yes, exactly.
Frederick Burrell, test player, not the biggest of players, but got a very big heart. And that's a good kick. Good kick from this loose forward. Marc Tisseur, more accustomed to playing up front in the front 5, but 1 or 2 injuries for Carcassonne. Brett. Divé. I think one thing we can notice, they tend to take the ball standing still. I don't think used to the defences that the British sides have.
No, they're fairly deep, the Frenchmen, but when they're getting it, they're still standing still. Like, let's play the ball here. The halfback standing still, the 5'8" standing still. And, he's taken off from a standing start, and they're doing that on all their plays.
Well, Serge Brett, number 6 there, pushed into the standoff role. Normally a loose forward, but good attacking skills in these three-quarter lines. If he can launch, well, he's still having a go. He's still urging his side on, is Jacques Jordan. Revived the French team. The fire, well caught. Oh, but he's lost it. It's gone backwards. Will the referee play on? Yes, he does. So, Betts looking to get the ball away. The crowd beginning to get a little irritated at the offside tactics by Carcassonne. O'Fire looking for some space, can't find it. Good tackle again by number 7 there, Freddie Burrell. As Wigan trying to sweep into action. Billy McGinty being held on. Crompton to Cowie. Sean Edwards at the first receive, and I think the 5th tackle. Good play, good attacking by Stoop. Oh, obstruction, surely obstruction. Eric Van Russell wondering just what's gone on, but he hasn't fooled Mr. Smith, Ross.
Well, I think he might have been a bit unlucky there, because he just held his ground and Stoop has run into him. Once again, I think Carcassonne could feel a little bit unlucky to be penalised.
Well, I disagree, Ross. Debatable, I think. Debatable. So, but it puts Wigan, nevertheless, on the attack. Kelvin Skerritt. Wigan in the lead by 10 points to 0. Just that one try. Knock on again, surely. Well, I don't think Wigan will be very happy with this. I don't think Wigan coach John Mooney will be very happy with the standard of play or the impact being made. He looks a little fed up there.
I think he looks a little bit annoyed because Wigan should have taken this game by this, and all of a sudden Carcassonne are back in it again.
So Carcassonne, Tisseur to Brett, Tisseur again, nice combination. Looks a little slow for a loose forward, this Tisseur. He is normally a second row, has played in the prop, but a good ball handler. Andre Papaiola, council employee in Carcassonne, as many of these players are. Brett Jones, one of 3 Australians in the side. Just 15 minutes left in this first half. That's a good pass. Good pass there to Eric Bonnet. And the kick, trying to break the Wigan cover. Picked up well by Stoop. Nice step, this Namibian fullback. Came over here on tour a couple of seasons ago with Namibia. Impressed everybody. Panaper, good switch from the wing. Now then, Andrew Farrer looking to launch a fire, can't do so. Superb cover tackle by Papaiola. And again holding on. They really are guilty of that, Ross, I must say, of holding into the tackle.
Yeah, they are. They're trying to slow the game down as much as they can, and they're not going about it the right way. They should be tackling the guy, then probably rolling along him, and then standing up in front of him. Instead of that, they're just pulling him down, and to the spectators, it doesn't look good as well.
Ian Lucas to Botica. Betts to McGinty. Good tackling there, good cover by the Carcassonne. But sooner something must give with all this pressure that Wigan are exerting. To Bell, the dummy. Edwards again, moving well in midfield, looking for support. He finds it there on the outside, and surely Panaper's going into the corner. Yes, he is. Sam Panaper, the Kiwi wing, in at the corner there. That was all that it wanted. Switch of the ball. Edwards saw the overlap, and Panaper, the man from Auckland, was in at the corner. His 3rd try of the season.
They've certainly put a lot of pressure on Carcassonne here. They've had a lot of the ball, and Sean Edwards there just stands the number 4 up. Farrer, quick hands to Panapa, but at the same time, he does well to push that player off and make the line. It's a good winger's try.
I think we see Edwards here, Ross. He really does put that superb pass in, doesn't he? Then the wingman comes in.
It's a double around, and they have to come in and take those guys, and then the ball goes to Farrer. Farrer has drawn 2 players, but this is a bad tackle here. He should have tackled him, and Panapa goes over for a try. But it's also a good try by Panapa.
It is. It had to be scored. He had to beat the men. And let's see if we can get a good goal from Botica. 3 from 3 attempts.
He's certainly got a good body for a rugby player, Freno Bonigat, isn't he?
Ideally built. oh yes, just stroked it through. He seems to stroke the ball, this lad. He doesn't really seem to put tremendous pressure behind it. He doesn't take a long run. He doesn't have a powerful thud to the ball, but he puts the goals over. 16 points to 0 for Wigan. 27 minutes gone.
Right, here goes Panapa, straight down. He's just pushed that player away. The halfback comes across. He's got the try line in his sights. And the way he's dived over the line is always good too. Instead of putting it down one-handed, he's fallen across.
Well, that's the Australian method, Ross, isn't it?
Definitely.
So, Wigan in possession. And Wigan, as one would expect of the British champions, holding possession, keeping possession, not letting it go as the Carcassonne side have done. And a penalty again. Well, just looking at possession and territory there, no side, I don't care, from anywhere in the world can afford to give Wigan 71%, Ross.
No, I think Wigan can actually feel a little bit disappointed on the score with possession like that. But the Carcassonne side, they're making the same mistakes all the time, and surely they've got to realise that they're playing in England, and the English rule says you can't do it, so you can't do it. You just can't keep persisting with it.
Well, it's not just English rules, it's international rules. Every country should know, but apparently the Carcassonne men have left the rule book at home. But it's Skerritt now in possession to Crompton. Edwards switching, trying to launch a fire. Can he get him away now? McGinty's inside. Oh, he's cut back inside. Good tackle by Limongi there, the number 1. Excellent tackle, but the ball not getting to a fire. More to the right wing to Panapa. Betts. Tremendous pressure on these Carcassonne lads, and what will it tell in the second half after all this tackling? Edwards again, and Botica directing. Oh, fire, now then. Gets it there to Farah. Farah to Botica. Botica, well held, good tackle. And the 5th tackle, Limongi at full back, having a good game. That's a good ball from Edwards. Oh, well played by Betts. Is he going to get the ball? No, he doesn't. Well done, well read by Dennis Betts there. Used to be a soccer player with Manchester United, had trials with Manchester United, and that was a good chip ball through the penalty area, I think. Almost a try, but no. So, relief for Carcassonne. Brett Jones, the 23 years old prop forward from Australia, bringing the ball out. Tisser. But Carcassonne unable to break this strong, stiff Wigan cover. Villoni. Powerful French test player, been in many an Anglo-French campaign. Dive. The skipper trying to get his side moving. That's a good ball from Brett to Bonnet. The chip. Well picked up by Panapa. Sam Panapa having a big influence on this game, Ross.
Well, he's certainly been involved in it, and he hasn't come up with any mistakes as yet.
A fire. The crowd looking to see one of the fire specials. But no, again, going out to this right wing, Billy McGinty. He's got Bell outside him. But McGinty looks forward in place of Phil Clark, the injured test player, opting to hold. Edwards again. Spots the weakness on the outside there. Bell again. Good tackle by Burrell. Good cover tackle there by that French number 7. But it's still relentless pressure here from Wigan. Botica, the good pass. Botica again. I think becoming a huge success at scrum half, Ross.
Well, John Mooney's played him in nearly every position in that back line, and every time he does, he comes up with an answer.
Sean Edwards a little annoyed at that. There's nothing he likes better than support play and scoring tries. He's got 22 this season. He is the leading try scorer this season. And those sort of tries, his speciality. Strange number of handling errors there from Wigan, yet Carcassonne haven't capitalised on them, Ross.
No, I think they're spending too much energy on their defence. That when it comes to them having the ball, there's nothing left.
And they keep losing it, doesn't it?
Well, that's from being tied.
15.5 stone, but good tackle again by Perry. The stand-off for Carcassonne, Brett, put continual pressure on this Carcassonne line, regularly losing the ball, regularly throwing it away. 5 metres then from the Canaries line. Botica, the long pass to Edwards, he's got a fire inside him, but no, tries to Bell. Bell to Andre Stoop, going for that corner. Oh, the Fire's lost it! He's lost it! Well, O'Fire read the game well, he followed his man, superb support play, and then he lost the ball. He'll be annoyed at that.
Yes, here it is here, Ray. Stoop goes through and he passes a good ball here whilst he's in a tackle, but the referee's actually picked him up for a forward pass.
I think, in fact, Martin heard the whistle and threw the ball behind him. I think he'd heard that it was a forward pass, Ross. Now, let's see if Carcassonne can hold this ball for 6 tackles. They haven't done so yet. Well, he's given a knock on. And that's, again, another lost ball. Number 12 there, Patrick Cost, losing the ball on the tackle. A penalty against hooker, number 9, Martin Crompton. And I think a timed opportunity to bring on a young 17 years old lad, Andrew Farrell, one of the Wigan youngsters, one of the Wigan Academy players. Perhaps the ideal time to bring a youngster on. Well, we'll see once again, can Carcassonne hold this ball, Ross?
Well, they're in a good position here. They're about the halfway line, and with their flair, if they get the ball moving, they can come up with a good try.
They've really got to hold the ball. They've got to get themselves down near that Wigan line, then spread it around. Burrell. Tisa. Looks a good ball player, but seems to lack that vital yard of pace to trouble Wigan. Burrell, that's a nice little chip kick through, but that's good play by Edwards. Good play there by the two half-backs. Sensible play by Burrell. Good cover by Sean Edwards. Stoop. Just 5 minutes left in this first half. 16 points to 0 for Wigan. Tries from Farron Panaper, and a timely opportunity for this youngster, 17 years of age, Ross. Andrew Farrell.
I think 17's it's very young to be playing first team football.
And Panaper again going for that corner. He's got Limongi to beat. Good tackle again by Patrick Limongi. He certainly saved the line 3 or 4 times for Carcassonne, but Wigan sweeping it across. Crompton for the line. McGinty looks to get Betts away. He does. Dennis Betts goes in. Good try. Wigan drew the cover on the right-hand side, swept it to the left, and the poor Frenchman were all at sea. 5 tries so far, his 6th of the season. Dennis Betts.
Yes, it's good work here by Crompton. He gets the ball off Sean Edwards. He goes to pass it wide, and instead of that, he spotted a gap, stepped off his left foot, and then straightened up, went through the gap, passed to McGinney. McGinney throws it behind the cover defence to Dennis Betts, and Dennis Betts just strolls over for a try. Here it is now. Across to Sean Edwards. Edwards across to Crompton. If we can just pull it up there, we can see him stepping up his left foot. He's gone straight through that hole there, and it's straight down to the cover defence that's coming across here. And there it is now. McGinney across to Betts, and Betts just strolls over for the ease of try.
Botica looking for the easiest of goals. Already 4 goals from 4 attempts. Just 17 metres out to the left of the post. No problem to this man. A goal-kicking machine, Frano Botica, edging his way towards the top of the charts, I think, by the end of the season. Wigan 22, Carcassonne 0.
I think Frano Botica better watch out, or he'll be snapped up by some of these soccer clubs.
Dennis Betts there, comfortably coasting in. Speed, poise, good try. Tissa to Skerrit, or rather Lucas, I'm afraid. Here's Skerritt now. The two of them, big, strong, 16-stone forwards. Truly giants against these Carcassonne lads. And there is Andrew Farrell. A nervous occasion for him, but I think a timely one. His first touch of the ball, and that's good rugby, giving the youngster an early touch. 17 years of age, as Ross said, very young to be playing, but I think this is the type of match to bring him in. To Stoop, now then, Stoop, he can go for the gap, he can stride out, he can beat men. Oh, fire! Can't get, oh, he's lost the ball again. Back to Bell. Good tackle. Excellent tackle on the far side there by wingman Van Brussel. And a knock-on. A lot of knock-ons in this game. I think Wigan taking a lot of risks. Wigan know that the pressure isn't on them, moving the ball around, and of course the Frenchman dropping the ball because of the pressure. We can see the mistakes there, one made by Wigan. The number of times that Carcassonne have won the ball with the head and ball from the scrum. Just Carcassonne player on the ground here, number 7, Freddie Burrell. A shoulder injury.
It's no wonder he's got a shoulder injury. This young kid, this Freddie Burrell, he's tackled everything on the park. I think Wigan would have been leading by a lot more score, except for this kid.
He has, and if we look at the size of him, 10 stone 7, 5'5", playing against the likes of Kelvin Skerritt and Ian Lucas. Well, he takes his life in his own hands, Ross.
Yeah, I'd say his stat sheet would have no missed tackles against him. That's how well he's played.
Yeah, good sweeper, 5-10 yards behind the Carcassonne line, picking up, and there he is again. Good, oh, but I made that the 4th time they've lost the ball on the first tackle. They just can't seem to hold it, Ross, can they?
Well, it makes it very difficult.
Bell, Farah, the dummy, good tackle again. Good tackle by these centres, Bonnet, Perry and fullback Limongier. O'Fire, is he over? Yes! O'Fire, not the spectacular try we're used to seeing from O'Fire. Normally the 75, 80 metre dash. But there's nothing wrong with a 1 metre drive. They still count 4 points and they still push you up the try scoring charts.
Yes, here it is. Here it comes here. The player is tackled just short of the line here. Here goes Farah for the line. He thinks he's over. He dummies to Martin O'Fire, straightens up, but he's pulled down in a good copybook tackle. And this will be one of the easiest tries Martin O'Fire scored for a long time. He comes in. The Carcassonne players are waiting for him to pass the ball to our big forward. Instead of that, he picks it up and dives for it, keeps low to the ground, dives forward, and he's over.
He does. He spots the gap very well here, although he should never get through, Ross, because as we see there are 3 Frenchmen, but they all go on the blind side, don't they?
Well, they've gone the blind side, and he's gone that way with them. And the important thing of what he done is he stayed low to the ground, and his momentum and his direction makes it hard for anyone to stop him.
And the most difficult kick of Bottica's afternoon so far. He does have a slight breeze with him. He likes to curl the ball round, but it's curled round a little too much there. Hits the post. It doesn't matter. It's the half-time whistle. Wigan leading by 26 points to 0, and I think the story of the opening 40 minutes, the mistakes of Carcassonne, giving Wigan all the territory, all the possession and the points. Tremendous number of scrums there. That just indicates the number of mistakes that we've had. But Wigan, they must be very, very happy with that half-time score.
And we'll be back at Wigan for an hour ahead, and our reporter is John Monson.
Yes, they are, Steve, thanks to a goal after 12 minutes by Dalian Atkinson, his 10th of the season. It was made by Steve Staunton, who has been pushed forward into a midfield role by Ron Atkinson today, and how effective he's been early on. He charged through the middle of the field, opened up the centre of the United defence, and Dalian Atkinson stroked the ball past Schmeichel as he came out. Manchester United then forced a string of corners, but produced nothing from them, and towards the end of the half, Villa could have gone 2 up. Schmeichel made one particularly good save from Parker. It's a lively match, as you might expect, and there's not much wrong with English football when you see a ground packed like this one is today. They shut the gates at Villa Park just before kick-off with 39,000 people inside, the biggest Premier League crowd of the season. Half-time, Aston Villa 1, Manchester United 0.
And we hear from Anfield, it's now Liverpool 3, Middlesbrough 1. Steve McManaman with the third goal there for Liverpool. Let's check on the leaders. Blackburn Rovers at home to Spurs this afternoon. We'll hear from Clive Tilsley.
It's 0-0 and it's a half that's never really got started. Some neat footballing patches from Spurs, a more direct approach from Blackburn, but both thwarted by some wayward passing and wasteful crossing. Mike Newell of Blackburn, the only man who's seriously tested a goalkeeper. Mabbott and Ruddock can be well pleased with their afternoon. Vinnie Sandwich has got forward more and more to try and increase Spurs' attacking options, but this on the whole is a disappointing and subdued game which really needs a firework of it to get it started. It's Blackburn 0, Tottenham 0.
And we understand from Highbury, half-time there is 3-0 now. Arsenal and Coventry. Arsenal going so well at the moment. Kevin Campbell has got the third goal for Arsenal. Alan Smith and Ian Wright, the earlier scorers. Down at the other end of the Premier League, Nottingham Forest against second half, which won't exactly keep you on the edge of your seat, but I'm sure it'll keep you entertained. Wigan and Carcassonne in the Regal Trophy, 26-0 to Wigan at half-time. We'll rejoin Ross Strudwick and Ray French.
Well, we did say that this Wigan side would prove a daunting task to Carcassonne, and I think the scoreline of 26-0 at half-time is more a reflection of the weaknesses of the Carcassonne side rather than the strengths of this Wigan side. I don't think we've really seen a free-flowing Wigan, despite the excellence of one or two of the tries that's been scored. Carcassonne really have given far too much possession away, and you can't give possession to a side like Wigan, one of the great sides of world rugby. Carcassonne really, Ross, they've got to hold the ball, haven't they?
Yes, they've got to hold the ball. When they get the ball after long spells of tackling, they do better just to run from dummy half and take control of it until they can get their breaths back and then get themselves organised again. But, you know, watching that first half, I think you've got to take your hat off to Carcassonne. They tackled almost for the whole 40 minutes, and to hold Wigan to a score of that line, there's a lot of sides that couldn't do that. Like their scrambling defence, and they're really showing us that they want to prove something and they want to go out there and hold their heads up high when they come off.
But it can't do much for Carcassonne's confidence or comfort to see a substitute like Joe Lydon, the World Cup final full-back, coming on. He's had a little ankle trouble, so he comes on for Andre Stoop. Panapa. Back to Cowie. And Billy McGinty back on the field. Kelvin Skerritt this time having a rest on the bench, but Andrew Farrell there in action, the substitute, although Skerritt, I understand, has a slight groin strain. So Wigan trying to move the ball about, and I think we'll still be trying to increase the tempo. Oh, that's a bad pass from Joe Lydon. A little too flashy, picked up very well there by Bonnet. He'd be annoyed about that, Joe Lydon. I thought the Villoni was going to lose the ball again there, Ross, but no, he didn't. Brett Jones. Can the French champions maintain some pressure here on the Wigan line? Brett to Tisseur. Short ball. Papioli. 27 years of age, this hooker, very experienced in the French league. Now then, this is better from Carcassonne. Tisseur put, and again a stupid mistake. Bonnet and Tisseur having a little argument, crossing there as the referee Russell Smith indicates. He's a good footballer, this number 13, Ross, isn't he? He does things a little slow though.
Well, I think if he was a little bit fitter, he'd be a top player. This Mark Tisseur, I mean, when everything's happening, he's the man that's doing it for Carcassonne. They seem to be relying on him for everything.
So, Ian Lucas, number 8, driving away. Farrell. Done very nicely since he came on, this lad, just taking the ball forward, easing himself in the game. Betts, one player who really can take the ball forward, surging pace from this Great Britain star. 20 test caps. Botica. Crompton. Farrell again, looks for the dummy, that's a good ball to Bell, that's a better ball to Farrell. Farrell gets into a fire, can a fire go in the corner? Nobody gets it to Edwards. Good play by Wigan. That's more like the British champions. Testing Carcassonne here now. But well picked up by Tissot. And has Mr. Russell given the first knock on? Doesn't play any advantage, Russell Smith.
No, actually, I thought he should have played on. I didn't see the knock on there by Carcassonne, but I think he might have spotted one when Tissot picked that ball up, but it might have been unlucky not to get away with it.
So, Tissot having a good game, the French loose forward. Offside. Dennis Betts just querying the decision there, but, well, no,
he's given a forward pass.
Given a forward pass. So once again, Carcassonne.
Second tackle inside their own 25.
Undo themselves. And offside again.
Yes, the little scrum half there was playing a game of rugby union. He followed the ball and the halfback around.
Yes, in rugby league the scrum half must retire. He can't follow the ball around as in Union. But Wigan once again with the pressure. Just look at Martin Fire there. He reckons he can grab a few tries in this second half. Crompton again doing it well. It's Crompton himself going for the line. Just can't get that ball away. But the pressure on Carcassonne to Farah. Good tackle, very good tackle there by Eric Bonnet. Had a good game, this French centre. Fire, short pass to Panaper. Good tackle again. Nothing wrong with the Frenchman's individual tackling, just the fact that they continually put pressure upon themselves. Edwards looks for the gap, gets it to Betts. Betts loses the ball. No way through for a Fire.
Well, once again, Wigan have had Carcassonne under pressure for 12 tackles, and this scrambling defence of Carcassonne is holding up. I think their defence is possibly what's got them into the lead of the first division in France, because it's certainly good. Here comes Edwards across now, and he passes the ball to Farrell coming through, or to Betts it is. He can't hang on to it, and the ball's knocked forward. But even if he unloads it, there was the two Carcassonne players there.
So it's a penalty to Wigan. Joe Lydon to take the tap. Or is he going to elect to go to goal? No. So Lydon driving in. Good tackle there by Carcassonne loose forward. Carcassonne, Betty Burrell, attempt to the sin bin for kicking that ball away. Driving tackle, it's getting a little rough out there now. So, Tissot with the ball to Brett. Carcassonne now in possession. Good period for Carcassonne this. They've held out. I get the feeling, Ross, there's a little bit more bite in this Carcassonne side.
Well, since the halfback's been dismissed from the field for showing a bit of ill feeling, the rest of the boys have come alive and they're actually showing a bit of spirit.
Good play. Oh, tremendous driving run by Villoni there. This is better from the French champions. Really taking the game now to Wigan. The fifth tackle. Tissot. Good play. Brett. Well held by Bonnet, but not much he could do with it. Lucas taking matters into his own hands. £150,000 on the transfer list last week. Reckons he doesn't get the opportunities. Botica, Betts, good play. Referee Russell Smith just getting the Carcassonne side back, but Wigan meeting more resistance now. Botica tries to move it out. Bell, good run by Dean Bell, but again good tackle by Serge Brett. And would you believe it, another holding down incident, but a knock there, a nasty knock for Andrew Farrer. Wigan in possession to Betts. Short pass on that blind side, McGinty. But still the Canaries' yellow line holding. Wigan looking to put more points on here. Lucas, that's a good ball. To Farrer, Farrer on the side, Edwards. Good ball there, Panaper in at the corner, Sam Panaper. The dive. That's how to score the try. He hadn't much room. He'd a couple of men coming across. He ducked his head, he dived into the tackle, and he went underneath. 4 points to Sam Panaper.
Yes, it's definitely a good team try this. It goes right along the line. Farrer's got the ball there, he draws in the winger, sends out a good pass for Panaper. Now short of the line, he goes down, keeps his elbow off the ground, and then rolls across and puts the ball down.
That's copybook stuff for any youngsters who play on the wing, isn't it, Ross? You know, the way he gets that ball, he can see them coming across, and he dives, doesn't he?
Well, he started diving for that line at least 3 or 4 yards out, but the whole time he had in his mind that he had to keep his arm and the ball off the ground to eliminate the double movement, and he done so, and he done it well.
So, a difficult kick here now for Botica, not just off the touchline. He's kicking into the wind, and the wind getting a little stronger here, a little hint of rain in the air as well. Round the corner kicker, keeps it low underneath that wind, but no, just manages to force it out. So no goal there from Botica, but 30 points to 0 for Wigan. And Carcassonne really got to hang on in here now. Just over half an hour to go in this Regal Trophy first round tie. The other French side from down the southwest of France there, the Catalan 13 from Perpignan, they're over here also. They're obviously watching this game with interest, but not the challenge of a Wigan, but a good lively challenge from ever-improving second division side Rochdale Hornets tomorrow afternoon. Edwards, the ball to McGinty. Interesting how the ball's coming always to this right wing to Panaper.
Yes, it seems to be coming across to him rather than the other side to a fire. Maybe it's the Wigan's turn to see what Panaper can do, and this is a good opportunity to see it.
And a good opportunity to see the histrionics of Jacques Jordan, the Carcassonne coach. Good kick, just beating Eric van Brussel. Joe Lydon obviously nursing that injured ankle, easing his way into the game. And there we see loose forward Tisseur into the scrum half position. Good pair of hands, this lad. It reminds me, Ross, high tackle.
Yeah, McGinney's come in there very late and swung an arm, and he must have been trying to square up with Mark Tisseur, because it was very deliberate. Here it is now, and you see McGinney comes in and swings the arm.
Yes.
And it's a foolish piece of football.
And normally for a fiery French rugby league player, that was good discipline on Tisseur's part.
Well, I think he's having his time cut out running this Carcassonne side to be worrying about any indisciplines.
Yes. It reminds me of one of the old-fashioned front row forward players and the old unlimited tackle, the ball distributor. But
exactly.
He picks it up again. He's in everything, this lad. Marc Tisseur, French test player, 25 years of age. Ian Lucas just took a knock there in the tackle, shrugs his head as Dive tries to spring this French side to life. France moving it better now. Villoni again had a good run. Couple of good runs there from this big, powerful 26-year-old prop, Yves Villoni. One or two of the Wigan crowd beginning to get behind Carcassonne, looking for them to put a challenge in. And the fifth tackle.
Villoni, for a short, stocky man, he just showed us then that he could step off both feet, Ray, which is very enterprising.
Tisseur, the kick, puts pressure on Lydon. Well picked up by Lydon. Slips. Fire beats one man. Has he got the pace to go round Dive? Now then, could we see something from the fire? That's a good ball to Dean Bell. Bell got the legs back inside, but a good tackle. Good tackle there again by that. Well, he's looking.
He's got in for a high tackle.
A high tackle, but it certainly was a crunching tackle there by Patrick Limongier, the number one.
Yeah, here comes Dean Bell. After a good run by Martin Lafayette, puts the ball back inside. And there's the swinging arm by number 4, Chris Perret.
Chris Perret. And it was silly, really, because Limongier had executed the tackle perfectly. But it's Wigan again, on the attack. Carcassonne still down to 12 men, of course. Burrell in the sin bin. Andrew Farrell. Back to Edwards, the long pass to Farrer. Farrer to Bell. Bell puts Lydon away. Has Lydon got the pace himself for the corner? He has. Joe Lydon in. Number 14 for Wigan. He opted to go himself. He had the pace. He had the strength. He delights the Wigan section. And Lydon in for the points. Obviously, his ankle, very little wrong with it now. 34-0 for Wigan. Coasting now for the British champions, and Carcassonne in real trouble.
Yes, this has come from a set piece of football. Dean Bell's made a bust. Lydon's come in from fullback. He came the extra man into the line, stepped around Limongier, and goes over for a try. But here it is, right from the start. It goes to Sean Edwards. Sean Edwards throws a cut-out pass. If we can hold it there, we see Sean Edwards over here. He passes a long ball all the way across here to the outside centre. Then they do the wrap-around, which causes the overlap. And this man comes through here and goes over for a well-deserved try. There you see it there. Takes this man out, passes the ball, and then he's got a clear streak to the line with a good little step there. Then crosses over for a typical Joe Lydon try.
And Wigan looking for a typical Botica goal from the touchline, but again into a strong breeze getting up here now at Central Park, but it's a good one. A good one. Notice how Botica deliberately kept that ball rather low. He kept it low. He didn't want it into the teeth of the wind, and it went over. 36-0 for Wigan. 55 minutes gone.
Well, Dean Bell does well here too to put Joe Lydon into the clear. You see Martin Lafayette covering there, which takes the winger out. The cover defence comes across, a good step off his left foot, just pushes him out of the road. And this is Joe Lydon at his best.
Carcassonne, and here's Freddie Burrell coming back on, but it's that man Tisseur. He's kicking off now, Ross. He's putting the ball in the scrum, he's kicking off, he's passing it, he's tackling it. He's doing everything, isn't he?
Well, I said in the first half that nothing was happening to Carcassonne unless he was doing it, and right now he's decided to show us for sure that's what he does.
Farrer. A fire. Oh, we haven't really seen a fire launched into any space at the moment. A forward pass. He's looking a little bit upset with himself. The chances are not coming his way. He's coming looking for the ball. And there, I think, Ross, we see the possession, 67%. The mistakes made by Carcassonne. No side can afford to give Wigan that.
Well, the mistakes they're making are early in their tackle count. They've got this ball from the scrum, and what they're doing now is they're dropping it on this next play, which, is not putting any pressure on Wigan's defence. So when they get the ball, they're all fresh.
Dive. Of course, it's a huge gulf between the top of the French League and the top of the British League. One man there, I think, bridging the gulf, number 10, Yves Villoni, the test prop, 26 years of age. Bre. Not really got the speed to trouble the Wigan cover. Burrell, nice little slip pass to Papioli. One of the many council employees in this side. Tisseur, now what will he do? A little chip. Well picked up by Lydon. Beautifully judged. He's a tall man, Joe Lydon, but he got down well for that. To Betts. Betts, strong driving run by this powerful Great Britain second row. And the knock on the head for the French forward. Looks like Villoni. Cowie. Villoni, he's worked hard all afternoon, took a knock at the back of the head. Back into action. Good break by Crompton. Crompton playing the hooker role. Now then, has Crompton got the pace to go all the way? Can he get there? No, he doesn't. Superb tackle by Eric van Brussel. Good cover again by Carcassonne, but still Wigan in possession. And the sixth tackle, the handover after the sixth tackle.
Yes, what a great piece of cover tackle there by Eric Bonnet. Like he's done that about 5 times and probably saved that many tries today. He just seems to be everywhere.
And dare I say it again, Ross, Carcassonne, knock on the first tackle.
Yes, here goes Martin Crompton. He's a halfback, this lad, and John Maney's got him playing in the scrum as hooker, and he's picked this ball up from dummy half. He's almost gone the full length of the field, but he's finally been pulled up.
So, number 9, Andre Papioli, going off the field. Suspected broken nose, having treatment there. Wouldn't surprise me if Tisseur went to hooker as Wigan forwards driving in. Neil Cowie. 1 or 2 Wigan forwards wanting to get into the scoring act now, but it's Wigan on the strength. Farrell, the ball knocked down, picked up by Edwards. Well, he's given a knock on again, and really you would think that the referee would let this play flow now, Ross, wouldn't you?
Well, if he had let that go, it would have been a certain try, but I think the referee was right in this place. Here it goes. He goes down. As he goes through, he does knock it, and the player is running forward, and the ball actually goes in a forward motion, which makes it forward. I think it was a good decision by the ref. Tisseur.
Burrell signalling that he wants that ball to the open side. And just that's a phenomenal figure, Ross. 20 minutes to go and Carcassonne have made 112 tackles. Yes,
I mean, that's a lot of tackles. You can see why they're dropping the ball after doing that much work. And I mean, there's still 20-odd minutes to go. When you've got the ball, you've got to have energy to push into players. And these people are using all their energy to do their tackling.
Really, it's a credit to some of them that the score's still only 36 points to 0 for Wigan.
Well, a lot of that 112 tackles are tackles that have actually stopped the Wigan side from scoring.
So it's France now on the attack. Tisseur again on that far side. The 5th tackle coming up. And really, I think France should employ perhaps a high kick at this stage. But no, they're running it, they're moving it. Do they know it's the 5th tackle? Dive, good break by Daniel Dive to Chris Perry. Can't get the ball away, but good play to Panaper. Good tackling.
There's that halfback again, right around the bootlaces.
Well, you don't need to be very big like Burrell, just a little bit bigger in the heart. To Betts, but still he can't launch a fire down that left wing. Fire looks for the run around, looks for the gap in midfield, trying to use that blistering pace. Gets a lovely pass out there now to Botica. Botica, oh, superb sidestep by Panaper. It's Botica, Frano Botica going for the line at the corner. He's got the pace and Botica's in there. Number 7, Frano Botica had an outstanding game here in the scrum half role. I know John Boney's seriously considering keeping him in this role here now. 48 goals, 3 tries this season. He continues his try-scoring ways in rugby league.
Yes, here it is now. Frano Botica brings the ball across, shows it inside, puts it back outside to Panapa. Panapa steps his opposite number, takes the fullback on and puts the ball back to the outside. Frano Botica then just runs his 50 yards to the try line, has a look around and dives over just before the cover reaches him. The important thing about this try is the way that the Wigan players keep passing the ball to their outsides. He's got back up on the inside, but he put the ball back out, and that makes it harder for the Carcassonne cover defence to come across and cut their movement off.
And it all came from yet another mistake from Carcassonne, another loss of the ball in the 6 tackle sequence. So, Frano Botica looking to add to his prolific points so far. Another difficult kick from the touchline into this wind. But he strokes it nicely. No, just beneath the bar. So, Wigan increased that lead, moving out further, 40 points to 0, and Carcassonne still looking for the first points on the board. 63 minutes gone. And here we see Botica going in for this try. He's not only clever, he's not only a good footballer, but when he wants to put his mind to it, Ross, he's got pace, hasn't he? Oh,
he's got plenty of pace. Well, he's normally a centre, and he has been played on the wing last year when Jay Lydon and Gene Miles played in the centres. So, you know, he has got ton of pace.
So, Wigan comfortably in the lead. We'll no doubt hoping to 15 minutes left, try 1 or 2 fancy moves. McGinty, ex-Warrington player, Great Britain tourist in the summer, and the ball back to Botica again, to Lydon. Betts. Wigan still continuing to press down this right wing. They've certainly made a nightmare for Eric Van Brussel and Eric Bonnet on this left wing of theirs now, but it's Edwards driving it in back to Crompton. Looked like a forward pass, but he's got away with it. Farrell can't get the ball away. Wigan electing to run. Farrer, he's got a fire outside him. Can a fire go? It's on the 6 tackle, but he gets it back to Bell, to Billy McGinty, and the number 13 is in. Good handling, good support play. Will the floodgates open here now? As Billy McGinty, delighted. Wigan loose forward, grabs his 2nd try of the season.
Yes, it's a good try, this one. This is a good pass from Farrer around the corner. He gets it around the corner. Martin fires there, chasing the ball because he needs to score a try. He wants to. Throws a one-arm pass out to the centre. Centre gives to McGinney, who is also backing up, and he goes over for a try. I think the good work from this is Farrer here. He throws the dummy. He takes on these 2 players here and puts the ball around the corner to Martin Fire. He comes back the other way, chops back, is covered, so throws a 2-hand to Dean Bell. Knows he can't make the line, over the top, and there's Billy McGinney, who heads for the try line once again, dives over for the try rather than putting it down with one hand.
And Frano Botica, 16 points already. A long way from the record number of points in these Regal Trophy rounds. Looks for another 2 and finds another 2. Superb kick there from that touchline, again keeping the ball low. 18 points now from Frano Botica, pushing Wigan even further out. 46 points to 0, and Botica looking for a good high personal scoring. And there we see, Ross, don't we, the good support play. Billy McGinty, a loose forward near the rucks, puts the ball down.
Well, Martin Fire's role today, Ray, seems to have turned around. Instead of him finishing the tries up, today I reckon he's been involved in about 5 tries where he's actually been the individual that's caused the try.
That's right. And we were saying Frano Botica with 18 points already, but he's got a long way to go to grab the record 43 points in a Regal Trophy match by Sammy Lloyd, way back in the early 70s for Castleford. So, Crompton, short ball. But I think the crowd would dearly love to see a spectacular fire try, wouldn't they, if they could get the ball there.
Yes, I think I would as well, Ray. I love watching him play.
Well, Andrew Farrer, the centre, brings it away. Wigan electing to kick. Edwards keeping the pressure down the bottom corner, but stopped by Van Brustel. A late replacement for the French top try scorer, Eric Ramirez. Patrick Limongi, number 1. Just 12 minutes left. Can Carcassonne score? Burrell plays it to the blind side. Sensible to Tisseur. But these French forwards not running with any real heart now. No real strength or pace to break the Wigan cover. I can't see them breaking Wigan down the middle. They've got to move the ball about, Ross, surely.
Yeah, the Carcassonne pattern all day has been 2 in and then 1 back to the blind and then 1 up the middle again and then throw it wide. But the play's been breaking down before the last part of the play's been able to continue. Once again there, it's broken down before they finished.
It's a forward pass on the 6th tackle, so the handover. An infringement on that 6th tackle results in the handover. Oh, and Andrew Farrer using his sheer strength and size. This 15-stone Aussie from western suburbs. And surely the Frenchman made a wonderful dive there. Short ball to McGinty. Good tackle again. Good tackle by Bonnet. He's really worked hard, this left centre with the scrum cap here for Carcassonne. Farrell pushes it across to Crompton. Looked for support, but it wasn't there.
There was a good piece of refereeing there, Ray. There was a Frenchman offside, and instead of the referee, as he did in the first half, giving the penalty in front, he allowed Wigan to play on.
Martin Crompton, I think that right ankle or right knee being twisted there, as Cowie continues the play to Edwards. Looks for a fire beats one man. Oh, can't get the ball away. But it's a fire in the role of possible try creator rather than try scorer. And Papiola coming back on as Martin Crompton continues to have treatment on that ankle. Signed as a hooker from as a scrum half from Warrington, but doing sterling work there as hooker. And of course giving Wigan coach John Mooney a little more variety in the middle. But it looks as though David Fever, the Wigan physiotherapist, is going to take him off. And a knock or a cut to Eric Bonnet. Well, I think Crompton doesn't want to come off, but really he might as well. The game's well and truly won. No, he's going back in. Well, that's rugby league players, isn't it, Ross? They don't like to come off a field, do they?
Well, he'll come off the field after this game and put that leg in ice, and tomorrow it'll swell up that much he won't be able to move. I think this game's won, and the kid's probably foolish in not coming off the field.
So, Carcassonne in possession. One or two of the Carcassonne forwards now beginning to tire rapidly. The ball better out on the wings, I think. But good tackling again. Good tackle there by Sam Panapin. Dive worked hard, this French skipper. French test second row. Born in France, but a naturalised Australian. To Tisseur, the kick. No real strength in it. Easily picked up by Joe Lydon. And those two lads, I think, and well, Tisseur didn't like the kick out by Joe Lydon, but referee Smith says carry on.
Yes, tick for tack.
Bodiger, McGinty, Edwards gets the ball to Farrer, looks for a fire, cutting through the clutch, plays it out again. Now then, there's space again on this side to Cowie. Gets the ball away. This is superb support play. Farrer again to Panaper. The chip. going for the corner. Oh, it's just evaded him. Excellent work there by Sampanapa, but a knock on. Scrum now on the 10-metre line. And of course, the new pitch markings in rugby league this season, all in metres, all 10 metres, or the 20-metre line.
This is a great passage of football here. Dean Bell puts one over the top. Lydon gives it to Panapa. Down he goes. He's got plenty of cover coming across, so he does a little kick through. And to me, this is a try. I mean, he's rolled across the line with it.
Well, referee Russell Smith says not. And Carcassonne, tremendous uphill battle here, just simply to get out of that 20-metre line. Carcassonne, the current league champions in France, but obviously proving no match this afternoon for the British champions. Got a good kick. Botica in the role of scrum half. He's played full-back, centre, stand-off, wing, every position in the backs. Wonderful utility player. Para. Good tackle again by Bonnet. Been impressed by this French centre, number 3, Ross.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with him. I mean, no one's got past him yet, and his cover defence as well as his front-up defence has been absolutely superb.
McGinty. Billy McGinty, the 27 years old loose forward, coming more and more into this game now. Betts. In fact, Wigan possibly a little over-elaborate in play in midfield. You think, Ross, is passing through too many pairs of hands at the moment?
Well, they seem to have the numbers everywhere, but they keep making plays that are drawing the defence towards them.
Lydon, Edwards, Botica again, racing for the line. Will Botica make it? He will. Another try for Frano Botica, the ex-All Black. No joy, no emotion registered on his face. Ice cool, this man Botica. But it's his second try, and he keeps adding those points.
Yes, here's Joe Lydon. He's having a good game since he came on. Passes the ball back inside to Edwards, where he always is. And there's Frano Botica doing what Edwards normally does in the backup position with a clear line, and he just takes off. And I think there he really shows what pace he has got, because Martin Afire was flat out keeping up with him. So Jay Lydon's thrown a great overhead pass here. He's taken those 3 Frenchmen out, and Botica, like a good halfback backing up, he's just done it straight down the middle of the field. Afire still looking for his first try there.
And I think with pace like that, we can see why Wigan played him on the wing in his early days here at Central Park. So, Botica looking for his 8th goal of the afternoon. Already 2 tries in the bag as well. He comes in and he collects the 2 points. So Wigan coasting away now, 52 points to 0. Just 5 minutes remaining. And I think the interest for us, can Carcassonne score? But here, as good a score as any. Botica sees the gap, puts his head back, goes himself, and the try's a formality. And John Morney, for once, Ross looks very happy with himself. He's contented with the score now.
I think that tension he had on there in that first half was mostly of disgust, because the Wigan players just weren't doing it the right way. But there he certainly looks like the happy man he should be.
Andrew Farrell obviously enjoyed himself here this afternoon. Oh, good pass to Panapa. Looks for support, finds it in McGinty. Wigan now really putting on all the skills. Cowie, this is lovely play. Lock on. Burrell, gutsy little scrum half, never given up. Had that period in the sin bin. But Frano Botica there, the man of the match, his 24 points this afternoon. Just 2 minutes remaining. Carcassonne looking vainly for a point of some description. And Wigan determined to keep a clean sheet. Dive. The sixth tackle. Will Carcassonne run the ball? They will. Good play by Tisseur now then. Bonnet. Oh, good dummy. Was that a high tackle? I think it was by Betts. Referee, Mr. Smith, plays the handover. Good piece of play by that number 3 there, Bonnet, and a good pass by Tisseur. Panapa had a powerful game. Can't quite get that ball away. Good tackle by Dive.
See Martin Fire there backing up again from the opposite wing.
He's everywhere. He's determined. He's trying to get in, but he can't. It's amazing to think that we're into a scoreline of 52 points to 0 and a Fire's try. He dived 1 metre. But all tries count. Just a minute remaining. Leiden. Oh, good break by Crompton. Had a good game. The kick. The chase. Eric Ramirez is there. A fast lad, this wingman. But good tackle. Good tackle by Billy McGinty. Shows the speed of that Wigan loose forward. And the only the Regal trophy missing from Wigan's trophy cabinet here at Central Park. They may have lost their world champions tag to Brisbane Broncos last week, but I think in becoming, well, in effect, the European champions with this convincing win, they've proved again that they're still the team to beat. Serge Brett looking for the intrusion there of Limongier, but I think a few tired legs there from the French full-back, and I think quite a few tired legs there in those yellow and black jerseys. Perry. There's the difference. Perry turned, he looked for the support, it wasn't there, but Carcassonne now, one last attack. Burrell can't get through. Villone still keeping the ball going. Tisseur, hardly the best of passes, but well picked up by Ramirez. There's the hooter. Wigan victorious, keep their proud record, have never been knocked out in this Regal Trophy in the first round for over 12 seasons, and I think that man Frano Botica and his teammates have proved once again that they are the team everyone must beat. Coach John Mooney, he'll be looking for a home draw when the teams win the hat for the second round on Monday, and it must be left to the Catalan 13 at Rochdale tomorrow afternoon to gain perhaps a little French pride. 52 points to 0 for Wigan, and a tale really of errors right through both